Seema Haider and Sachin Meena's love story, or whatever is being called as a love story, has grabbed headlines ever since she set foot on Indian soil. This love that reportedly blossomed via an online game in 2019 deepened to the extent that she left her house along with her 4 children to come to Greater Noida to be with Sachin Meena. What seemed initially as a love story of the year turned into a suspicious saga of conspiracy, but today it went a step further. Hindus in Pakistan are now paying the price for this so-called love affair. Hindus and temples in Pakistan bore the brunt and have become collateral damage. A gang of dacoits targeted a Hindu temple in the Kashmir area of Sindh province with rocket launchers. Not only that, 30 Hindus have been taken hostage because Pakistani extremists are angry with Seema crossing over. Alarmed over the deteriorating law and order in the Sindh area, the Pakistan Human Rights Commission has now asked the region's Home Department to investigate the matter and take all measures to protect the lives of vulnerable citizens. The extremists in Pakistan also issued a chilling threat before this: return Seema or else.
हमारा अपील है, हम जखरानी कबीले वाला है, हमारा लड़की इधर से गया है, तुम्हारा पाकिस्तान से गया, इंडिया में दिल्ली में गया, ये बात समझ लो। तुमने हमारा लड़की औरत वापस नहीं किया। जिलो, जेकाबाद, कश्मीर, रतोदेरो, जहाँ जहाँ तुम्हारा हिंदू गैर मजहब हाथ आ गया उसका इज्जत प्यारा है, हमारा वापस करो। औरत बच्चों समेत नहीं मौके भेज दिया। ये गोला देख रहे हो, गोला उसका बच्चा ये देख रहे हो, बलोच कौम है, जखरानी है, ये सारा चल।
The irony, though, is that despite the twists and turns in her story, Seema and her 4 children remain safe in India. The extremists are targeting a temple and families who, by the way, are citizens of Pakistan. They are subjected to hate because of Seema being on Indian soil. Now, there are more voices that are speaking up for minorities in Pakistan. The opposition, though, is saying that it's the same hate mindset that is on display in India. In fact, now the UP ATS has also stepped in. Seema, her father-in-law and her husband are being questioned even as we speak at an undisclosed location. This after reports that she is missing from her home for the last 2 days. Seema and her boyfriend were arrested on the 4th of July and were later released on bail on the 8th. Today, she is on the radar of ATS, that is probing the network of routes that she chose to enter India. The agency is also looking for answers about the mobile phone that she used while traveling to different countries. Meanwhile, neighbors where Seema is staying currently are also unsure about her antecedents. So the 2 big questions that now arise are: 1, should Seema Haider or Seema Meena be sent back to Pakistan? And 2, what does it say about the state of the country when, because of a woman running away of her own free will, an entire community in Pakistan is under siege? Let me take this across to Sushil Pandit, activist. Joining us is also former DGP of Uttar Pradesh Vikram Singh, Majid Hydari and Kamar Cheema, both political analysts. But Sushil Pandit, why doesn't Seema's story add up? She's just saying, I'm a woman who was fed up with my life in Pakistan, help me. Why are you cynical?
See, the sheer impossibility of a woman of her economic strata with her 4 children traveling to Dubai and then traveling to Nepal and then landing up here is incredulous, is unbelievable, unless she has been supported and assisted by agencies who have the resources and the wherewithal. So this, I'm not saying is impossible, but is most improbable thing to happen. But my problem is not Seema. There are 2 issues that I would like to underscore here. 1, this route has been taken by Seema and must have been taken by similar many others in the years gone by and would still continue to. This is the most favorite route for ISI to push their operatives into India. Are we really so porous and vulnerable? And why have we left ourselves, our flanks, to be open for such manipulation by those who treat us as arch enemies, who have never And number two, before I finish, why haven't successive Indian governments looked at what Hindus go through in Pakistan? They were left behind. They never asked for Pakistan. They were forced into an Islamic state where there is hostility open and sanctified through constitution and their tradition, their mindset. Has our Prime Minister or any of the ministers or the senior operatives of the ruling party ever spoken, even tweeted about what is happening to 1,000 Hindu girls every year when they get kidnapped in prepubescent age, get married to old, middle-aged, much-married Muslim Pakistani men?
Okay, let's take it one by one. This whole love story thing is definitely not cutting any ice, Qamar Cheema. But what is worse is that in your country, because of one woman, an entire community is being targeted. The temple was targeted.
Yes, you are right. There are many instances where the Hindu minorities and even Christians, they have been targeted. And I think this is a question of curiosity, and the Pakistani authorities need to pay attention to it. But I would like to draw your attention to the recent report that came from the European Parliament, which said that 50 churches have been burnt in Manipur, thousands have been misplaced. And
Sir,
you are
can we talk about the issue at hand? We can have a lengthy debate on Manipur. First, please answer this present issue.
One lady,
you've got 40 people being held hostage because of some loony group is saying a girl has gone away of her own volition and is sitting in Greater Noida.
Yeah. You are going to be a great power. One woman in India and the entire national security is compromised. 36 इंच की छाती, मोदी जी घबरा गए. ये सारे आप लोग परेशान क्यों हो भाई? एक खातून इंडिया में आई है, आप लोगों की नींदें उड़ गई? या कि ये आपको मौका दिया गया कि बीजेपी को मजबूत करो? लगता है आपने
एक खातून नहीं है, ऐसे आपने न जाने कितने लोग भेजे हैं. कमर चीमा साहब, थोड़ा होश के नाखून कीजिए. आपने नेपाल से हमारा एक पूरा हवाई जहाज अगवा किया था. आपको मालूम है? काठमांडू से आप हमारा प्लेन में उड़े थे.
And I think you are doing just the election campaign.
आप पाकिस्तान के रास्ते क्या क्या करते हैं, ये आपको मालूम है?
is a very innocent
पाकिस्तान के रास्ते
बेचारे ये भी काबू आ गए हैं for a bigger narrative which BJP and the RSS is peddling. For God's sake, आपकी security with one woman has got compromised. What kind of a state you are?
क्योंकि हमने नेपाल के साथ अपने संबंध ऐसे रखे हैं, आपको उसका फायदा नहीं उठाने दिया जाएगा. You cannot leverage our open relationship with Nepal.
Mr. Cheema, nobody's security is threatened. That is the reason why she is being questioned. The law will take its course with her. My question to you is, you don't worry about what's happening in India. Does it not strike you as shameful that a temple is being attacked with rocket launchers because of some woman deciding to go to India? First of all, why has she come to India? That is itself suspect. In all likelihood, you have sent her. Second, because of her, a community is being punished, sir.
Madam, you are raising a question on the patriotism of your people, that your men, some of the men got a money from a woman who came from Pakistan, and your national security is at risk.
No, the money has possibly been given to Seema. The man is stupid.
What's your problem?
Why don't you ask CBI and RAW why they are drawing millions of rupees salaries? वो क्या कर रही है आपकी पुलिस और फौज? वो रॉ, वो इतनी बड़ी फौज कहीं तो क्या कर रही है? आप लोगों से एक खातून की संभाली जा रही, आप लोग मीडिया पे आके अपनी कमजोरियां.
Let's ask Mr. Bikram Singh. अभी आप रॉ पे मत जाइए. Let's stay at the level of the police. Bikram Singh, it raises a question more on the people involved, not just Seema alone, also her husband, now husband, and on the role of the police. Mr. Singh. All right, we'll go across to him in just a second. Majid Hydari, is this a spy masquerading as a lovelorn woman?
Well, Padmaja Sahib, firstly, I want to clarify that Hindus and temples are not supposed to be safe in Pakistan, because even masjids, Muharram procession, and Muslims are not safe in Pakistan. Anything can be blown to pieces by suicide bombers. The only two things safe in Pakistan are American dollar and China's CPEC corridor. But coming to this story, see, this story is typical Love is Blind version of Akhand Bharat Love. This is a woman of Akhand Bharat loving a man in Akhand Bharat. I mean, we need to appreciate it and open our doors across the borders, across our hearts when it comes to the stories of love. It's not about our national security where we need to have iron fences. No. Wherever in Akhand Bharat we have a love story, we need to open the doors. It's not only about this particular lovebirds, this particular couple. It needs to be about anybody who wants to get into love in India. I mean, the Pyar Ki Dukaan option has to be now improvised and improved to a level of Pyar Ka shopping mall. And that is how India will grow, and we need to grow. Because we are the nation.
Let's just say I'm very, very glad that you are not in government anywhere. Otherwise, we would possibly rechristen illegal infiltration as Pyar Ki Dukaan. I mean, I don't know what kind of a logic is that.
Saiba, please, 30 seconds. Padmaja Saiba, we are the nation of Soni Mahewal. Soni would go to meet Mahewal without any passport, visa or ticket. She would even not know swimming, but she would go across the river to meet Mahewal. And we never had any ISI conspiracy against Soni or Mahewal or any sedition charges against the lovebirds. This is unfortunate that
all your lovely poetry aside, there are 5 very distinct things which are still unexplained, sir. I don't really think Soni came in with 4 different phones, destroyed her phone, removed her WhatsApp chats, never explained how she got the money or wherewithal to travel across 4 countries. I mean, here is a woman who was sitting in a village, my friend. And suddenly she's like, "Pehle main Dubai jaungi, Dubai se Nepal jaungi, Nepal se Greater Noida jaungi."
That is my point.
People who live in villages don't know how to get to the national capital.
Mahewal question the lovers or their love. I mean, we have no right to question their love.
Okay, no right to question love, apparently. Sushil Pandit, last word.
Yeah, I mean, this is the person who represents an entire community that drove out a different community from Kashmir out of love, overflowing love, committed a genocide of Hindus in the valley of Kashmir and has not a word of remorse for it, has never condemned it. In fact, has defended all those jihadis. And now he is talking about love. So lesser said, the better. The man takes away all the seriousness. He sucks away all the oxygen from any debate of any reason. So I don't
I'm just going to leave it
at
that. You know, right now this investigation is undergoing, and while it may seem like a salacious story, I would still say that we need to be extremely, extremely skeptical while looking at the story of this lady. She is here within a stone's throw of our national capital, within a stone's throw of one of the biggest airports that we are building in the country. Who is she? Where has she come from? What are her antecedents? It shouldn't just be taken with a pinch of salt as some highfalutin love story. Can a Pakistani national just arrive in India and be allowed to stay at the risk of endangering Hindu minorities in Pakistan? I'll leave you with that thought. Thanks very much for joining me.